started like any other normal day for a typical 27-year-old real estate investor and real estate broker. I played Nerf gun wars with my 4-year-old and my 18-month-old around 8 a.m. And I had plans to go visit a duplex I wanted to buy to convert into an Airbnb, which I ended up going to, but something unfortunately went a little bit sideways before I could get there. I got a call from a tenant that work starting on a minor plumbing repair would end up being much more extensive than anticipated. And honestly, that's probably every landlord's worst nightmare, is the tenant calling saying there's more work to do. So I headed over to see what I was up against. Now, this particular house was the second property that I bought this year, about $100,000 below market value. This is what it looked like before. You could see the typical acoustic ceilings, the older, sort of less expensive laminate flooring, the wallpaper, the original kitchen cabinetry, and the older light fixtures. Everything about it pretty much not something a lot of people would generally want to work with. If you jump on over to the master side, you actually get a little bit more of a glimpse of kind of what this bathroom was and was not. The particular tiling wasn't the most beautiful or in the best shape either. Now, the property was purchased for about $450,000, and I spent about $46,000 renovating it and tearing down this funky addition back here, and this is what it looked like after. Now, before you couldn't see the outside, but we actually ended up pouring a new driveway in the property. But you could see inside we did quite the number on it, and this is kind of the type of renovation that I teach in my real estate investing course, how to spend as little money as possible while still providing a quality product to tenants. In fact, if we walk on over to the master bath here, you'll kind of get a little bit of a feel for what we were able to turn this space into. Now, the interesting thing about this is this particular shower, this is all the original tiling that was there. We just replaced the finishes, the fixtures, reglazed everything, and kept as much of the original elements as we could and made the property functional again. Well, little did we know what was lying beneath this shower. Also, quick note, in honor of today's video and what just happened, I am releasing new lectures in the real estate investing course linked below. In case you didn't know, on November 1st, I will be releasing 2.0 of the course, which will be a free upgrade for all members. And as a huge thank you, we have a new coupon code called Inspect the Fish for 23% off the real estate investing course, the in-person events, and the real estate agent course. Note, the price does go up every single time there's a new code. Well, here I am rolling up to the property. Now, this is just the 10 a.m. check-in at this property. What I'm gonna do now, though, is I'm gonna go drive over to a duplex that has multiple offers and that I'm deciding whether or not I want to compete on. It is a property that would make an excellent Airbnb, but I have some concerns about it. Then we'll come back to this property, explain what happened, explain the game plan, and we'll do a walkthrough with a plumber that I have scheduled to really go deep on this issue. You want a respirator, man? I got one.
Nah.
Nah?
I got him too.
Okay.
Doesn't do me any good.
All right, man. All right, let's go check out this place. This is not bad. I kind of like this thing so far. Now, quick note, Airbnb is something that I've already talked about at length in the real estate investing course, but you're gonna see some of my hesitations at this place. Oh, you come outside, you get blasted with the smell of hash browns, which I haven't had breakfast yet, and that sounds really good right now. Like, I kind of want to go over there. I mean, I wonder if this would just make like the perfect vacation rental, because it's literally next to a breakfast spot and one of the most popular ones in the city. It's incredible. Whoa. Whoa. The garage needs some love, but I really like this place so far. This is cool. As usual, when I see a 2-unit property like this, I always go to the city to find out if there are permits that actually indicate that both of the structures are legal. One of the beautiful things about America is almost everything is a public record, which is crazy. You can see so much about people's lives. You can just go to your local government. It's crazy. great news! It looks like both of the units are actually legal and you could Airbnb them both out. Oh wait, I gotta check with this Treasury. They said go to the Treasury Department to make sure they can collect taxes on the unit. So you have to set up an inspection. So let's go to Treasury really quickly. This is great. Okay, now the only other downside that comes along with going to the city is you find out things that cost money. Like if you own 4 or more rental units, you now need a business license for each rental unit, including if they're single families or duplexes, tris, fours, whatever. I also verified that it's definitely possible for me to Airbnb out both the front and the back at the same time to separate tenants. Obviously, you just have to pay the licensing fees. Fun aside, back to the plumbing issue. All right, so here's the gist of this plumbing issue. In the garage, the plumbing backed up when the tenants went to do laundry. This caused us to get the insurance involved, and the insurance company agreed, fortunately, that they would cover our claim. Which, in a weird way, had we inspected this and found out about this, we would have fixed it on our dime. Now the insurance is paying.
Yeah, well, you can also see that that's a
rusting,
belt fitting on the gal pipe or the cast iron pipe.
Yeah.
It's all probably rotted out.
Oh, great.
It actually looks like
Do we need to do work to that?
this is getting replaced.
Oh, that is getting replaced.
Yeah, we're going right through the garage. We're opening the concrete to the garage.
Okay, where are our concrete cuts gonna be? So here in the garage, where
It's
out
gonna
here?
go off this patio
Uh-huh.
because we gotta pick up the kitchen sink.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a line from the edge of this door, about this wide.
Okay.
Straight out to this pad. So we're gonna cut this line here too, from here to here.
Can you match this?
Yeah.
That'd be great. However, we then found out that the original plumbing under the house had started deteriorating and detaching from the fixtures within the house, which you would think a seller would disclose that to us, but then I learned this from the plumber. The tub drain was broken in half?
You see where that pipe with that coming out of the dropping down and coming out at an angle?
Yeah.
That pipe wasn't even connected to the tub.
Wow.
And that was the tub drain. But then underneath
To the shower, to the corner shower.
to the corner of this shower. Right.
Oh, so that wasn't even connected.
yeah, it
initially.
was actually broke.
Wow, it
and
broke.
it was embedded in concrete, so therefore the concrete, most of it was going down, but a lot of it was soaking in here. The other line is actually under that concrete thickness going to the kitchen sink. That is also broke.
Where's the other line?
You can't even see it. It's literally
In that corner.
In that corner where it's going underneath.
Wow.
This pipe here,
Yeah.
the main line, is also broke. So that also has a crack in the top of it. That's what happens with cast iron pipe. Was this place empty for a short period of time? A little bit of time?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, like 8 months or so, I think it was actually empty.
That's what kills houses.
Really?
Yeah, cast iron pipe. Because when the water keeps that cast iron pipe on the inside dry or moist, as soon as it stops being used, it swells. Swells. And
It swells?
It swells. It dries out and swells
Whoa.
on the inside. That's what
Cast
rots-
iron does that?
Yeah, cast iron does
Crazy.
that. So
And then it
that-
shatters and
then it
breaks off.
Right.
Wow, so an owner might have legitimately not known of these issues. It's vacant for 6 months, they go to sell it.
Don't know.
Next person inherits the issues.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And that's exactly.
So now we have to jackhammer up concrete by the kitchen, the master bath, the hall bath, and the garage. In addition to that, we are literally losing both of the bathrooms. The vanities are going, the toilets are going, the tubs are going, the showers are going. There was a possible chance to salvage the hall bath tub, but it would have required moving the toilet over and then having a significantly smaller vanity, and I didn't want to sacrifice and go cheap on this fix. Because the problem is, if that's causing the problem, I'd almost rather fix that to have like a normal vanity here, because this had the full vanity. If we now move this toilet over, now we're going down to a cabinet that's 60% of what it was,
Right.
So part of me is wondering, why not just get rid of this thing, do a normal tub, not move the toilet, go back to the vanity that was either there or a new one here. And then now everything's modern to code and good for the tenants, good to go. Is that possible?
It's possible, but that
Yeah.
you're probably going to want to take this service
Sure.
and get it up in the attic too.
Yeah.
Because that's on this side of the wall.
I would do it.
You're not opening this side. you have to go through this side, and if it's
Can we go through the same hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the exact same thing, just
It's just...
get rid of the galvanized pipe in the wall.
Yeah.
And get up in the attic as well.
Absolutely.
All right. That's from here out. They put a two-way clean out in here for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not a big deal.
Sure. Unless you go down the wrong way.
Yeah, right. But which is whatever. It is what it is. So it's going to be a line from the edge of this door, about this wide.
Okay.
Straight out to this pad. So we're gonna cut this line here too, from here to here.
Can you match this?
Yeah.
That'd be great. Cool, man.
All right.
What's your name, man? Rob?
Rob.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Rob.
I do all their work. Anything that's bad.
Rob gets it.
Now, there are two very important takeaways from this. Number one is making sure to do the proper inspections before you get into a property like this. I did not do one very specific inspection, even though I had the suspicion that I should have. I just knew I wanted to buy the property anyway. The second thing is make sure you're properly insured. Fortunately, because I was, and because there was damage to the property, the insurance is actually covering about 95% of what'll probably be about a $35,000 project. 2 new bathrooms, concrete digging, concrete replacing, plumbing repairs, and I'll have to pay my deductible and a little bit of the plumbing work. In fact, if you take a look at that course curriculum again, you're going to see exactly how one specific insurance loophole saved me $35,000. Which this should reiterate to you why it's so important to buy older real estate below a market value. You get something $100,000 below a market value after you fix it up, and then you get a $35,000 surprise. Hey, at least you still have $65,000 of a buffer in there. In this case, fortunately, there are still at least $95,000 of a buffer in this property. Just a heads up, we did also have licensed plumbers working on all of the plumbing on the property when we initially renovated, so this also snuck by them. So what's crazy is that's the master bath that we reglazed, which looked really, really great. Unfortunately, one of the drainage pipes under the slab, not even where the shower is, just straight up under the slab, like apparently broke and backed up, caused some damage. So here's what that bathroom looked like when we bought the place. Here's what the bathroom looked like when we remodeled it. Here's what the bathroom looks like now. And fortunately, we are going to be getting a new and improved 2-code better shower now. Now let's talk about Airbnb. Hey Lauren, you want to buy an Airbnb duplex?
No.
How about if it was a yeah but next to a cafe?
No.
What if I wanted it?
I would say no.
Jack, do you want to buy an Airbnb?
What is that?
It's like a hotel. However, there are a few problems that come up when you're thinking about Airbnb-ing. The first thing that comes up is you start thinking about doing too many improvements. And I really appreciated what my father-in-law Bill said when I suggested, hey, let's do a bigger kitchen remodel here. Is this a breakfast nook? This is a breakfast nook though, isn't it? Could you just make this one kitchen? Or like, what would you do? Not? This is very much along the lines of what I teach in the real estate investing course. It's just very interesting how when you look at a project yourself, sometimes you can get a little carried away and excited initially. Everybody feels that emotion, and that's the cool thing about when I analyze people's deals in the course. I tell them, don't do this. I look at things very objectively.
You know these homes were built with a fridge, right? So you know this thing here? That used to be like the ice box.
Oh my gosh.
They would deliver ice.
I mean, oh, this is look, somebody told me this. You can epoxy coat like a Formica countertop. This must be what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funky though.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks really cheap. Because I was said in a video like, oh, you should do quartz countertops or whatever. And they're like, oh, just epoxy it. And I'm like, I don't know, I think that's gonna sound funky. Now let's talk a little bit more about this Airbnb. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in the front, although there's some questions as to whether or not the second bath is actually legit.
But
That door cannot be.
that's not allowed.
Well,
That's like dangerous.
look at that enclosure.
Yeah.
I think this bathroom's illegal.
Yeah.
I think this was permitted as a 2-in-1. But
Oh, it's definitely a 2-in-1.
I've never seen a freestanding fiberglass enclosure.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah. I've seen worse than that, actually. That's pretty funny. Look at the little knobs to turn on the...
Jeez, man. Yeah. Now, on one hand, this property is very attractive because if I bought it for, let's say, $750,000, I would probably have a total monthly expense on the property of somewhere between $3,500 to $3,700. And at just 50% occupancy, I could probably bring in anywhere between $4,800 to up to $6,000 per month Airbnb-ing this property out, which would mean my cash flow could be somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000. But what always comes with an Airbnb? It's management intensity. That is, I would have 2 tenants that I would constantly be dealing with turnover on, making sure they got the Wi-Fi password, the code, making sure that they're able to park, which unfortunately, while it's kind of cool that the property's next to a cafe, parking for breakfast and that cafe is now open for dinner is a complete disaster. The property is in an excellent part of town and I'm really, really jazzed about this house. I'm jazzed about the cash flow, but I'm not too sure how much of a wedge deal I'd be getting or how much below market value I'd be getting this deal for, especially since we've got these issues with the electrical panel. Woo! Yikes, the panel is shot. It's totally rusted out. Ay, 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 double tap the panel. It almost looks like some of them are just falling out. Water got in there though, this whole thing, like, you know, I wonder if it's leaking in from the inside like that. It could be leaking at the top.
Because it's a flat roof, right? And if water's pooling, it can
and they just re-roofed it in 18, so that could have all been the damage it caused.
Yeah.
And the plumbing. Look at this funky stink pipe that was added for the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah, that's what that guy in the garage did that I told you about, the surfer. He just did a weird
like
drain
that.
system. Yeah.
No, that's gotta be legal.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's totally illegal. And then also, where does it drain? Did they tie in underneath? Did they tap in correctly, or is it just draining into the sub area?
And that's not even to mention the electrical inside or the condition of the kitchen, the condition of the back bathroom, and just overall other elements that need to be fixed. Well, this one is definitely going to take some thinking. And so folks, if you've made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this new style of video. I know it's very different than me just sitting in the office. We've got voiceover, we've got footage of me throughout the day, we've got footage of the children. I'm not sure if anybody actually cares about this stuff, and if this video bombs, I'm gonna be really sad because it took a lot of work. So if you leave me a comment and give me your sincere feedback, I won't be offended. If you liked it, hit like, smash that subscribe button, and make sure to follow me on Instagram. Also, use that coupon code INSPECTTHEFISH for 23% off. The course is linked below. We'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching.
I think it went over the house.
Oh my gosh, Jack. Why would you do that?
I didn't, right? The boy did it.
Oh, good one, Jack.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna start calling you Jack Cardone.